Now it's time to get into the actual implementation using Python. So how do we use our application program to communicate with the GenAI models? We have understood the API key. We have set up the API key. We have also understood that there are different models which are provided by OpenAI. There's GPT 5.4, GPT 5.4 mini, 5.4 nano. We have also understood the reasoning level. We have understood the pricing, which is based on input token and output token. Now it is time for us to implement that. And we'll be using Python program, right? So we have a Python code and OpenAI, and we want to make sure that we communicate or use the OpenAI model or the GPT series of models in our Python code. So how do you do it? The first step, of course, is to import the library and create the OpenAI client. And you know how to import a library in Python. This is the code snippet from OpenAI. You'll have to import OpenAI and then we create the client. And the client is OpenAI, open bracket and close bracket. We do not provide the API key because the SDK which you have installed, the OpenAI SDK, will automatically fetch the API key from the environment variable. We do not have to provide the API key here. If you want, we can do that, but for our use case, we'll not provide the API key. Any which ways, I'll show you how to pass the API key in the client itself. Now, the question is, what is the purpose of the client? If you have done application development, you know that client is used for, let's say, creating connection to a database or creating connection to a Spark cluster or opening a stream for streaming applications like Kafka, Kinesis, etc. Now, what is the use case here? What is the purpose of having client for a GenAI model? The purpose is actually same. It is used to connect to this OpenAI service. Now, when I say service, you can imagine that the model whose size might be in terabytes is sitting in multiple servers. So we need to connect to those servers or we need to connect to those service. Now, when I say service, it is nothing but the model which is running on the servers that are running on Azure for OpenAI. Now, to connect to that service or connect to the model which are running on the server, we need a client. So it creates a connection and it also authenticates with the service. Now, when I say service, let me repeat, it is the combination of the model which is running on the servers that are hosted by OpenAI, which is actually Azure. So it creates a connection and then authenticates with the service using the API key that is fetched by the SDK. Now, whenever we create this client and whenever this code or line of code gets executed, it picks up the API key, sends the API key, and then the service will authenticate with the API key. Now, why it is so? Because we have logged into the OpenAI platform using our ID, then we created the API key. So that's how it authenticates. Now, once it is done, we'll have to send a request to the OpenAI model using the client object. Now, this is an object. As you can see, the client is a variable in Python. It has been instantiated using this class, which is the OpenAI class. So client is an object. So we'll have to use this object to send request using an API which is known as responses. So we'll start with the responses API. There are other APIs also, but we use this responses API to send request and receive response from the GenAI model or from the GPT model. So this is how we create response equal to client dot responses dot create, and then we pass multiple parameters. Now the input can be text or prompt. We can send image also, text from an image. We can send image also, we can send a file also. The file should contain text data or image data, and the output would be text in JSON format. So we'll see this in action both using ChatGPT and using our Python application. The output should be more or less similar. Now, what parameters should we pass? In parameters, the first thing that we pass is the model ID. And I had shown you the model ID in the pricing. So we provide the model ID first. This is the first parameter. Then the reasoning level. Now, how do we pass the reasoning level? Using the reasoning keyword, and inside JSON document, we use effort as the key and then its corresponding value. Then we have temperature. Temperature can be anywhere from 0 to 2, which is used for creating random output. Random output as in more creative output. Then you can use something called top underscore p. which is the sampling. So if you mention top underscore p as 0.15, the sampling would be done using 15% of the output data. If you want to understand what temperature is, what top p or sampling is, I would request you to go through the earlier sections, mainly the ground zero section. And then we can provide max output tokens also. Let's say we provide max output tokens to be 1000, then the output that we get will not contain more than 1000 tokens. Now when I say 1000 tokens, the number of words can be same or less. It should not be more than this. So this is how we implement using Python. So now let us go ahead and do it. First, what will I do? I'll open ChatGPT or the OpenAI platform. I'll use the text generation. I'll pass a prompt or a input text and I'll see the output. The same thing I'll do from the Python application also, and we'll capture the output in the Python application. And we'll see whether those match or not. Typically, they'll not match because GenAI model outputs are probabilistic. So that's why we can expect different outputs from the model at different times.